the very powerful Wizard Sprouts top forward the Vintage Showcase with Hermit Druid. You know I'm going to have to take that for a spin. All right, welcome back, Vintage Gamers, to a Wednesday night stream. I don't have to do any brewing tonight because Sprouts did the brewing for us. Sprouts, notable powerful wizard, 70%-ish challenge win rate. Top forward the Vintage Showcase on a bit of a brew. This is a Lurrus Hermit Druid deck. I have played Lurrus Hermit Druid decks in the past on my channel, and they're very similar to this deck, but there are some differences. I think the main one is I was previously trying to do Deathrite Shaman in my decks, but when you play Deathrite Shaman, you do run into some blue mana count issues, and that has been done away with here with 4 Ponder, 4 Flusterstorm, no Deathrite Shamans, and then we're going to up our Hermit Druid and Collector Roof count with Grixis Lurrus. If you have never seen before, a Hermit Druid combo is, well, you cast a Hermit Druid and you hope it lives until the next turn. If it does live until the next turn, you activate your Hermit Druid, revealing cards off the top of your library until you reveal a basic land card. Put that card in your hand and all other cards revealed this way into your graveyard. You don't play any basic lands, so you just mill over your whole deck. When you mill over your whole deck, you put Narcomoebas into play. You get rid of their interaction with Cabal Therapy, and then you dread return and return a Thassa's Oracle, winning the game. Yeah, it's just about that straightforward. Hermit Druid is basically only legal in this format. There might be some other ones, but this is the main Hermit Druid format. So this is a pretty cool and very vintage deck. There are some interesting notable additions. I put all the combo pieces over here in the 9 column. There's also a Memories Journey, which I know is an adoption that I've seen inside of similar decks in Legacy. Mainly Oops All Spells and also Cephalid Breakfast. So this deck is actually very similar to Cephalid Breakfast, which has the Shuko and the Cephalid Illusionist, and the Nomad's Encore and the Cephalid Illusionist, where you mill over your whole deck. So you have this Memories Journey here as a way to shuffle cards back in after you mill over if you need to do so. That'll give us some extra room if, I don't know, the Dread Return were to get countered or something, and then you can put the Thassa's Oracle back on the top of your library and draw it and play it, or there's a lot of random side cases that Memories Journey would come up. 4 Flusterstorm is a lot of Flusterstorm, but it makes a lot of sense when you're trying to push through your own combo. We are looking at 12, 11, 15, 21 blue cards, which actually is kind of on the lower end for these style of decks. But that's what happens when you play your main combo piece being green, multiple combo pieces being black, and then you have Collector Roofs and Green Sun Zeniths, and you end up with a pretty low blue count compared to other decks in this vein. One thing I do tend to like is that Sprouts has gone for the full Moxen acceleration, 5 Moxen, Mana Crypt, Lotus Petal, and Lotus. It does kind of conflict with the idea of Collector Oof, but being able to play turn 1 Hermit Druid is very important. And of course, Lurrus is here to return everything. It's worth noting that Hermit Druid, while being a powerful combo deck, suffers greatly by being affected by Dredge hate. Dredge is at an all-time low, so it makes sense that you might want to come out with a graveyard-based combo deck now. But theoretically, you do have to compete with basically every piece of hate people have for Bazaar of Baghdad. Anything else? Oh, also, it's an X1, so it dies to Orcish Bowmaster. I am very impressed that Sprouts managed to top 4 with this deck. I don't think this deck is a bad deck. I just think it runs counter to what is happening in the format typically. And there were, the Bowmasters are the lowest number they've been in a very long time, but there are still a lot of Bowmasters running around. And even though they're not as many Dredge players, there are still a lot of Dredge hate. So that's something we'll have to keep our eye on as we play. Obviously, Sprouts is a little bit better at Magic than I am, so we'll have to do our best. Sideboard, we got Needles, Tabernacles, Dredge Hate, Decay for things we need to kill that cannot be countered. We have some interesting Legolas's Quick Reflexes here to protect our Hermit Druid. It's interesting because the last time we've seen Legolas's Quick Reflexes used in this format, it was to combo with Alphedo Alchemist. doing an infinite damage to all the creatures in play. But looks like it's just more of I want to protect my Hermit Druid, and this thing has split second. We have got some Veils for the blue decks. We have a nice Outland Liberator. I think this is an underutilized card, mostly because there are not very many green Lurrus decks running around. If there were more green Lurrus decks running around, I think you'd see this card a lot more. It is just one of the best Lurrus Recursion disenchant effects. It's flipping into a Trigon Predator style card is very, very powerful. And then obviously just recurring it every turn to destroy artifacts and enchantments very strong as well. We've got 4 Force of Vigor, which are probably necessary considering this deck definitely does not want to see a Leyline of the Void in play. It is worth noting that if you draw your Thassa's Oracle, you could still mill over your whole deck and then cast the Thassa's Oracle. There was a lot of when I made these builds, I played a lot of double Oracle versions, so that like you had a little bit of a here and there, and then I would also always play Demonic Consultation, so that way you had like some really strong game plans for when you were overwhelmed by graveyard hate. This deck does not have strong game plans for being overwhelmed by graveyard hate, so that's something I'm very, very concerned about. Do have a Beseiju in the main, though. Maybe that'll help. So yeah, those are my thoughts and opinions. Obviously, we haven't played any games with the deck, and maybe some of these things are unfounded. Or maybe we're going to die to them. We'll find out in this Vintage League. The legendary NYSE Open returns to Long Island in New York. This 9th installment will be a 15 proxy, $500 entry fee tournament where the top 8 will return home with 8 pieces of real unlimited power. Black Lotus, Ancestral Recall, Time Walk, and all 5 Moxins will be part of this celebration of vintage. At 100 players, there'll be an additional wacky draft with classic booster packs from Ice Age to Onslaught, the NYC Trophy, Karn Altars, $1,000 in giveaways, dealers, and much, much more. Check out the link below for all the details. I hope to see you there. Let's battle. Okay, here we go. I have Frosty across the table, who is currently O3, but is a powerful Oath wizard, but looks like to be revealing a Lurrus. Interesting. All right, that's counter to our normal gameplay we see from Frosty. So this hand is very pretty if I had mana. Classic hand that doesn't have mana. This hand is great. Hermit Druid. Force. You love to see it. I was thinking about like keeping this hand, bottoming Demonics, leading with Therapy on Force of Will. I don't know if that's outlandish. Is that crazy? I don't know. It is pretty weak to Wasteland, so maybe a terrible idea. I want to buy you. Probably the mirror. Yeah, maybe. All right, I see what's in your hand there. Ponder Frog, Mental Misstep, Sapphire. All right, well, we are currently in a position to win the game, so surprised they didn't Mental Misstep it, but maybe they just assumed I would name Force of Will. I wasn't really planning on casting the Ancestral in this game anyways, so I was kind of pitching it to Force. Frog. All right, well, we didn't have a Moxin to start our hand, but we do have a Hermit Druid. You never know. Could work out. Narcomoeba. All right, good. We need to recognize that we have 3 Narcomoebas left in our deck. We can also use Ancestral as... What? They drew a Force for turn? Huh? Force pitching Ponder. All right. Force pitching Narcomoeba. I sure hope they don't draw... hope they don't draw Bowmaster. That would sure end poorly for me. We're going to do a lot of that today. We're going to be like, well, Bowmaster. All right, they had 2 draw steps here. More push. Yeah. They also have Mental Misstep for my Ancestral still. All right, Ruby. Ruby is interesting. Maybe Breach. They have Lightning Bolt. I got Lightning Bolted. Oh my god. And they have their last card is Mental Misstep for my Ancestral Recall. All right, well, I guess I'm buying Lurrus. Though I guess I can't play Lurrus. That's kind of a problem. Guess I'm dead. Turns out you just play one removal spell. I don't know. Did the way I play this game strike anybody as wrong? Like, I thought the choices I made were fine. Like, obviously, I could have gone for, like, Ancestral on their upkeep, and then I would have got Mental Missteps, and then I wouldn't have had a blue card to pitch to Force until I drew the Narcomoeba, and then I wouldn't have been able to use the Cabal Therapy before I played the Druid. I don't know. I think I made the right play. I think I just lost. I think it made sense. All right. Well, my opponent still has a Mental Misstep and 2 unknowns. Now they have a Brainstorm. Dodge removal decks. Decks that play any magic cards that stop a Hermit Druid. Like, the problem with Hermit Druid is, well, there are a lot of problems. But it's a graveyard-based combo deck that also dies to removal for fun. all right, here we go, chat. I'm going to bait the Mental Misstep with the Brainstorm and then Ancestral Recall. Come on, you can't let this resolve. Ah, sucker. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. This is a hand. Let's go. All right, so I can go Lurrus, Lotus, Lurrus, Lotus, Green Sun for another Hermit Druid. I do get 2 frogs hitting me, which I guess is theoretically an issue, but... All right, opponent. What's the worst that could happen? They breach combo me. They breach and flashback bolt, killing both my units. I don't know. This has been pretty interesting, actually. I'm okay. I'm happy. There's still a really big I am Acto really looking at me. It's just really large. I don't know what to tell you guys. Like, it's just so big. Wait, can I show, like, hold on. Look how big it is. Oh man. Too funny. All right, both frogs are flying. All right, they're drawing 1,000,000 cards. Wait, didn't they? Were they Ponder? All right, did they shuffle on Ponder? Yeah, they shuffled on Ponder. Okay, and so they got 3 unknowns. Can they stop a Hermit Druid combo? Also worth noting, we can cast Thassa's Oracle using Lurrus. It's not an uncommon play pattern. We can actually get away from the Dread Return stuff and just cast the Lurrus with cast the Oracle with our Lurrus, which is pretty sweet. A card we could actually be worried about here is opponent Ancestral Recall killing us. Maybe drawing a blue card for turn for our Force would be great. They shuffle with the Ponder. All right. I mean, a rare play. Yeah, sure. Dreadhorde Arcanist. Okay. Maybe it's not Breach. All right, 2 cards in my opponent's hand. That was not a Force. We do have a Therapy. So what do I want to play around? That's the real question here. What if I do Verdant Catacombs, get a Dryad Arbor, and Cabal Therapy off of it? I think that's a better play, yeah? And then we can decide what we want to do with our Lurrus. Dryad Arbor. I played a good deal of this deck, so I have some ideas. What would be the worst possible outcome? Yeah, so like the card that I think we would lose to is Ancestral Recall targeting us. I think that's the card we are most likely to lose to. But we do have double. We have 3 Narcomoebas, right? So we mill over our deck, we get 3 Narcomoebas. We have a second therapy to use. We have a Dread Return, and we have the ability to replay Oracle with Lurrus. So I think we're in a pretty convincing spot. And we have the Memories Journey. So that's pretty sweet, honestly. We did kind of bait our opponent into using the Mental Misstep because we had perfect information. But it worked out pretty well. Yep, we could also buy back the Lotus and use Force. This is true. I don't know what the hell we're going to do sideboard-wise, though. Where are our removal spells? Do we just not... Oh, we have Abrupt Decays? Okay. I think Abrupt Decays are coming in, considering my opponent has Dreadhorde Arcanist and Frogs. They can't have Ley Lines. We don't know how many removal spells they have. I assume we would want Veil. I can't imagine we're bringing in Needle or Negation. And then like we have to decide if we want to bring in any Vigors, but I'm not really convinced we want to do that. So I'm feeling like Vamp out. Yeah, I can only imagine they have 1 Lightning Bolt in their deck for what it's worth. Or they probably have a million counter spells. I don't know if Oop actually matters very much here, unless they're on Breach, which they could be on Breach, but Dreadhorde doesn't really make me think Breach. So I'm going to leave 1 Oof in, board out Vampiric Tutor, and then I think I'm going to play 1 Vigor, just in case. I guess I have Abrupt Decay. Oh, maybe I'll play 1 Vigor, and I'll take out this Mana Crypt. Yeah, I kind of like that idea. Let's try that. Don't know. I'm doing this one on the fly. I didn't make this sideboard. All right. I have Cat. I've got classic Dryad Arbor. Oh, I should probably upgrade back to the Future Sight Dryad Arbor now. For a while, I had to keep this Dryad Arbor because the Future Sight Dryad Arbor would crash my client. Whereas this Dryad Arbor wouldn't crash my client, but they fixed that. So this is a very hard hand to keep. But it's like not bad. Like it's not bad. That's the problem. Like we're on the draw. We have a probe. We have a misstep. We have Flusterstorm. Like it's not a good hand, right? But is this a mulligan? Is this really a mulligan? I don't think this is a mulligan. I'm gonna keep this hand, but I could definitely. I'm okay with someone who mulligans this for sure. Just a basic forest, chat. Nothing to see here. I'm out of beer. I need more beer. All right. After this round chat, make sure I get water and beer. Both are required. So opponent is 0-3 with a Grixis Frog Dreadhorde deck. Uh-oh. Mox Jet again for a turn 1 Frog is not a good thing for me. Yeah, that's a huge problem. Like we do have an Abrupt Decay, but we are pretty far from casting Abrupt Decay here. This is the second turn 1 Frog. We did beat turn 1 Frog in the first game, but we also had a very fast Hermit Druid hand. All right, well. Okay, let me take a peek. I'm gonna daze this. You can daze this. They have Ravenous Trap. Wow, Ravenous Trap, huh? DT Ravenous Trap Brainstorm. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play a fetch because I have 2 fetches, so I can Abrupt Decay this Frog on the next turn. What I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go and therapy their DT. Well, maybe I don't need to therapy their DT since I have a Flusterstorm. I was thinking we want therapy their DT, but we do have Flusterstorm and Mental Misstep. Huh. We actually cover their hand extremely well because we're not really trying to combo right away. We need to kill this Frog right away. They are gonna draw 2 additional cards though. I think the yeah, but like, what am I gonna therapy? Like, if I therapy later, am I gonna cut therapy just therapy the Ravenous Trap away, which just feels like kind of bad. Whereas if I therapy the DT, nah. I mean, I kind of want them to DT, right? I have a Flusterstorm. All right, I think I'll just let this go. I do maybe that in that case I'm supposed to play Dryad Arbor, but I want to make sure that I have 2 lands that cast Abrupt Decay on this next turn. Like if they were to Wasteland or Bolt my Dryad Arbor, I guess I have Flusterstorm and Misstep, so maybe it's fine. But I don't know. I just want to guarantee I have Decay on this Frog. Don't really want Frog happening here. I don't have a tap land, right? Because that would make sense. Because we're trying to play Hermit Druid turn 1. Yeah. I think this is a list where I would definitely be team no tap land for sure. This is definitely an example of one of the decks I was talking about yesterday, CRK. Remember our conversation about Surveil lands? Like, full box-in game plan is play turn 1 Hermit Druid. Like, I don't think you can justify a tap land, though. Like, Dryad Arbor is pretty damn close to a Surveil land here, isn't it? It does kind of a similar thing. But it's definitely powerful, definitely worth it. Okay, that was a card they drew for turn, or for this thing, so that's good. I want to Flusterstorm this. That was my whole plan anyways. Question becomes, do I want to fetch before I draw? And the answer to that question is yes. I don't think I want any more lands in this game if I can help it. Thanks, game. I appreciate you. I'm really weak right now to Lurrus, but maybe if they can't do it in 1 turn, then I can therapy Lurrus out of their hand. With Abrupt Decay being uncounterable, I feel like waiting makes the most sense here. I guess I could get stifled or something. I need black and green. Black. That's not black. Black and green. Abrupt Decay on this Frog. I'm pretty worried about this game. I know they have a fetch land and a Rav Trap and a Brainstorm. I'm 100% mental misstepping this Brainstorm for sure. There's still no beer in that can. Another fetch land? All right, well, I'm gonna go play a Dryad Arbor, buy a Lurrus. What this deck doesn't have is any Mishra's Baubles, right? Because we're a oop deck. So all we're really doing is returning Hermit Druid. This is just never happening if I can help it. It's like way too high of a chance of making their hand actually good. All right, 3 unknowns and a Rav Trap. There's still a Lurrus in the exile zone, or not the exile zone, the companion zone, which is the commander zone, right? I think so. Though also just part of the sideboard. Memory's Journey. That is an instant. I mean, I feel like we just play the Lurrus. How many black sources do we have that we can fetch for? We have 2 fetchable black sources. Is that true? I don't know how I feel about that. I don't think I feel very good about it. I'm not attacking, so... I question things that are happening in this deck list. I don't question Sprout's ability to win games of Magic. That is not a question. However, I question my ability to win games of Magic with Sprout's deck. Lightning Bolt on my Lurrus. Yep, that's a problem. I can Memory's Journey my Lurrus back into my deck, though. Did they even consider that? Maybe I'm just supposed to Memories Journey them now at end of turn to play around Delve spells. What do you think, chap? I can put back Delta Sapphire. I don't really want to put back any of the other cards, though. That seems really bad, though. It's not Gaia's Blessing. I'm not drawing a card. I probably should just hold it for force, right? Seems kind of bad for me. That's how I'm feeling. We do have 7 Hermit Druids in our deck. Thoughtseize. Joke's on you. I don't have good cards. My bad. I got 2 cards with flashback, though. One's a little bit worse. The old Thoughtseize land spell, 2 spells with flashback it's a beautiful thing. I do think I might Memories Journey if my opponent gets a Lurrus going, right? Because then I don't want them to return Frog. They still have a Rat Trap in their hand. Whatever that's worth. I guess Memories Journey is a good card when you mill it over to play around the Rat Trap by putting the Thought Oracle back on the top of your library. They're delving, Zajad. I was told that my Memories Journey would do nothing to stop my opponent from delving. Ugh. Justin's right again. How does that always happen? Frog and Bolt left over. All right. I mean, I had the Soul Read that they had a Delve spell. I could have stopped this from happening. Nami always tells me to do the Soul Read. Breach, or sorry, Petal might suggest Breach, so. Yixid Jailer. All right. All right. Can't besage you that bad boy. Can block it with a Dried Arbor, though. Can Abrupt Decay it, though. I probably have to hold this Abrupt Decay for Lurrus. But we are getting to the point where they can replay the Frog right away. See, this is my problem. When you have like a Oracle Consult, you don't actually care about all of this graveyard stuff. But this deck just doesn't have anything to play Plan B, which I don't like. I don't like that very much. All right, they put Lurrus in the hand. I think I'm supposed to Memories Journey here. No, I think I need to stop my... Oh, yeah. Wait, how does this work? This is on the Lurrus, right? So they can... This is all good? It's all good, right? So they can replay their Frog is what I'm trying to say. I believe so. All right, I am going to target my opponent and put the Frog and the Petal back in their deck. I drew a Dread Return, which is kind of funny. Kind of want to cast it. Nothing's stopping me. I will Dread Return my Lurrus of the Dream Dome. How does that make you feel, opponent? Can I replay my no, it's only cast. Can't replay my Dryad Arbor, huh? Sad. I can cast my Boseiju off of my Lurrus and Dryad Arbor, though. If I use this Abrupt Decay on this Lurrus, though, I can't actually kill this Jailer. Which I guess is fine. It just means I have to draw my Thassa's Oracle and then mill over my deck. I don't know, man. Like, Why do we just have no console kill? Just let me have a console kill. Lurrus of the Dream Den. You got it. Yeah, 4 Brainstorm is definitely the biggest difference when you bring in legacy decks to Vintage. Obviously, it's not a legacy deck with Hermit Druid, but it is similar to Breakfast. All right, I believe we're at a standoff. Green Sun Zenith. Now, I don't have a like, imagine I could get a Deathrite Shaman here. Like, shouldn't we at least have one Deathrite Shaman in our deck so that I can get a Deathrite Shaman here and win the game by activating Deathrite Shaman 10 times? Like, I don't understand. Well, yeah, at the moment, I can do that. But my opponent does have a Ravenous Trap in their hand, so it's going to be hard to do such a thing. And also my Therapy and my Journey are both turned off by the Ixid Jailer. I don't know, man. I feel like the deck is conceived in a manner of thinking where nothing can go wrong. Only things can go right. But this is a Justin stream on a Wednesday night. Things can only go wrong. Things can never go right. Is there time for them to respond if there's no trigger from Jailer? Yes. Because, well, for Ravenous Trap on Cast Oracle, no. That's an interesting point. You make a very valid point. Black Lotus, huh? Should I Abrupt Decay this Lurrus so that I don't get Lurrus Lotus, or does that matter? I feel like my opponent's going to be like, oh, Underworld Breach combo you. But also, like, if I kill their Underworld Breach, they just replay it. Are they going to hardcast a trap on my graveyard right now? Is that what's happening? No, they are Fatal Pressing my Lurrus. Okay. They have turned on Revolt. Like a beast. Alright, they have one card left, and we know it's Ravenous Trap. So, I guess I will Abrupt Decay this Lurrus. I still have Beseiju for Breach, and I have a Dryad Arbor to block Jailer. So now... Oh, I guess now I cannot return my thingy. Yeah, that's a problem, right? It's a problem, right? There's my Oracle, though. That's what I want. I actually want that. Because then I can just mill over and cast it from my hand. Gotta go deeper, though, here, right? The problem is I need to find another Hermit Druid still. Get in there. One. And we know we're drawing Ruby next. Okay, we're at another standoff here. And we know we're drawing bad cards, which is a problem. Don't get me wrong, that is a problem. Bro, if my opponent plays Breach and then they just use their first Breach spell to cast Lurrus, don't I die? Isn't it bad for me? It looks like it's bad for me. All right, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We have a time. We have a plan. We have things happening. All right, this is what I'm saying, though. Like, so much hate. Oh, there's the Hermit Druid. Jesus. So much hate. We have to play through this hate. It's so hard. We might win anyways, for what it's worth, but don't let that let you not complain. So how do we get this Oracle to resolve, chat? Because if this Oracle does not resolve here, I do lose the game. Anyone have any ideas? Like, what am I supposed to do? Do I just hope they have no counter spells in their 3 cards that they drew? Like, hope they don't see the line? I feel like it doesn't get better, right? Does it get better? I mean, it could get better, right? We could draw Ancestral, we could draw Ponder, we could find Flusterstorm. I mean, Flusterstorm's a little bit too late or too small. Well, we're definitely casting it first, for sure. But like, if my opponent Force of Wills it, I don't think we can win the game. But I also don't know if this gets better ever. Like, I mean, Ancestral, like, let's see, hold on. Veil of Summer. Oh, wait a second, chat. We've got 4 Forces, 3 Flusters, Ancestral, Cabal Therapy, Demonic Tutor, Veil of Summer, 3 Ponders, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 hits and 30. Okay, it's terrible. Let's just cast it. I win, unless they have Ancestral. Do I win? That's fine. That's fine. There's just no justice, bro. There is no justice. Oh my god. Nice rap traps. All right, here we go. Round 2. Still have a cat. Opponent does not have a cat. I've got a Force and I've got a Hermit Druid. I keep. I elect to keep. If it is in fact Raker Shops, as long as we don't get ourselves combo killed, we should be free rolling. I guess that's a pretty good reason to play Hermit Druid combo, all-in Hermit Druid combo, is if your opponent's, if Raker Shop is the second most played deck, 15, 17% of the metagame, that's an Eldrazi Temple. That is not Raker Shops. That is It That Heralds the End, which resolves. That's a resolver. Ah, cool. I have turn 1 Hermit Druid. That seems good for me. Would you like to concede the game? You may concede the game at any time. Like right after you draw. What are they? They're 3-0 with It That Heralds the End? What a beast. Oh no. Oh. Well, that doesn't do anything. I was gonna say it's the bounce Eldrazi that's on cast. But then they played a Null Rod, which not good against me. Null Rod? Null Rod is a very powerful card, agreed. Alright, I will activate my Hermit Druid. I will flip over my library. I will put 4 Narcomoebas onto the stack. I will hit yes. I will hit yes. I will hit yes. And my opponent will concede. Alright, my opponent is on Eldrazi. Yeah, we've been talking about it. I think there's some good stuff going on here, but I think there's some stuff we could change. Some small changes. I have no idea what's in an Eldrazi deck, chat. Anyone know? Like, what do I care about? Maybe some Grafdigger's Cages out of the side? Like some Dismembers, possibly? I don't know. Stop saying tab. All right. Eternal Magic BR, we've had this conversation. This is not the first time. I remember. Tabernacle of the Pendril Veil comes in against decks containing Bazaar of Baghdad and no other decks. End of TED Talk. What else am I doing? Do I care about anything, chat? Like anything? I mean, we probably need to have answers to a Grafdigger's Cage, right? What is the best answer to a Grafdigger's Cage? Force of Vigor, I assume. I mean, Flusterstorm should just be cut, right? But then we have no blue cards. How are we cutting Flusterstorm if we have like 10 blue cards in our deck? I guess theoretically this negation can come in. And maybe this Outland Liberator comes in. But then, like, what is our blue count here? Isn't it, like, awful? Like, you can't even use this as part of your blue count. You can barely use these Narcomoebas. Just have to believe. 18, 19. I mean, it can't be right to leave in Flusterstorm, right? I guess I could, like, theoretically, they can have Dismember, so maybe I can just leave in Flusterstorms. Maybe it's fine. I don't need the 2 therapies, though, right? Because my opponent can only have... I guess they could have Ravenous Trap, or they could have... Mind Break Trap. Probably don't need 2 therapies. I just want to leave in, like, some more blue cards. I don't know. Let's try this. I could be totally off base here. But I feel like you should still have forces in your deck, yeah? Maybe not. Who knows? I have a cat still. Oh, ley lines. Yeah, they probably have ley lines. Maybe I should have all 4 of my vigors in then. Yes. All right, well, I have 2 vigors and 2 forces. Is this a keep, chat? I have no Hermit Druid, but my deck does contain 7 Hermit Druids and Ponders. So I assume I keep this hand. They probably have Wasteland, so I gotta use these fetches wisely as well. I've been a little bit aggressive on my fetches. All right, Leyline of the Void has been spotted. We can hold this Vigor until we need to use it, though. See if we can get like a Moxen off of it, too. Strip Mine. No Scryland because we're trying to play turn 1 Druids. That's a great draw. That is a fantastic draw. That is a draw for the ages. What does this draw show me? Those cards are bad, right? Those cards are pretty bad. Pretty bad. We don't want these cards. We don't want even one of these cards. I don't think we want any of these cards. I think we want... Interesting. Very interesting. Fetching is bad. That makes this card not as good. Agreed. I just don't have to fetch, though. All right. I don't hate this spot. We do need to find one of the hermits. Message? What is that? It's just a Twitch. Just a Twitch crap. It's just a Twitch. Thanks. Cheers, chat. I can't F6 anymore, though. They have no follow-up? They mold to Leyline Strip Mine? I guess that's fair. Doesn't that mean I should play out my Liberator, though? They had, like, no play. Because if this Liberator flips, it becomes Frenzied Trap Breaker. And it's kind of powerful. It's a pretty strong magic card. This is such an awesome card. It's one of my favorites. One of my favorite green creatures. It's just a sweet one. It does everything you want it to do. Comes back with Lurrus. It's just sweet. I should have known I would like Haywire Might because I like this card, right? But this card kills even more things than Haywire Might, but it doesn't get found off Urza Saga. So, how is it my turn? They already pass? They just passed through their turn. I see. Oh, we must have been stuck on their end step. Yeah, I'm not playing the Haywire Might. All right, I'm not gonna play the Outland Liberator because I don't really want to get like. I just don't want to get double wastelanded in a game where I don't have to get double wastelanded, right? But then they don't have a land. See, now I feel like I'm in trouble. But I guess this would have been bad for me anyways. I want to force this. I feel like this is a card that lets them maybe win the game. Maybe I should have fetched a dry. Oh, I drew the Oracle. Oh, now I don't even need to kill the Leyline of the Void. See, like, I feel like having 2 Oracles in your deck makes sense. Also, it ups your blue count. I still don't want to fetch, though. I need all the lands I can get. Can't pitch this, though. I might lose this game. That Ponder was really bad. That Ponder was really bad. Now they probably can just play everything they want. Yeah, but like this doesn't actually advance our board. That's the problem. Like they just played anything and it's bad, right? That's the problem. That's what I'm saying. Like there's no Deathrite Shaman in this list. There's no other things. So you ponder and you play Hermit Druid, and that's what you do. Well, I can't force this one because I can't really afford to lose this Oracle. I'm gonna play this because I just don't have things, but it's never gonna get in. So it's like, what are we doing here? They don't have any follow-up? Oh. Yeah, snap block. There's no there's no chance I'm not blocking there. Oof, there it is. Is that good for me? I guess so. I don't know. I mean, my opponent's not doing anything. What am I supposed to do? Vexing Bauble. I see. Well, I can theoretically hardcast a Vigor on it later. That is a terrible draw. All right, I'm over it. I'm going to go grab. Oh my god! If I fetch both of my black sources, I literally have no more fetchable black sources to play the Lurrus. This deck cannot possibly be built correctly. There's just no chance. Like, caught a fetch. Get me another black source. I mean, I know why there's not, because they're trying 100% to just do. They're just trying to just Hermit Druid. Like that's all they're trying to do. But like, I don't know. That just does not seem like the correct game plan to me. Like, have a little versatility in your deck. You're playing blue. You can do it. I swear. Yes, resolves. Absolutely. You got it. Also resolves. What the hell is my play here? I think I just have to wait one turn and do a Vigor. Ugh. It didn't hit the black source. I think I still want to just use a hard cast. I'm gonna hit I'm just gonna hit the bauble in the Trinosphere. I guess they at least hit a green source, but I would have hit this Bayou. I think this Bayou is like much more important. They drew a Wasteland. They're gonna hit the Bayou. I don't know how are we supposed to play the game, man? The game. Blue Greenland. I could be convinced I played this game atrociously though, so. That plays Lurrus. Yep. Sure does. I just have no green lands. They got trapped. Crucible Wasteland lock? It's not that big a deal. I'm not dead, chat. God. The game is still ongoing. Immediately drew the freaking green source. I got a Hermit Druid. I Parcast Force now, but my opponent has an Eldrazi Cavern. This did not pay a color, did it? Certainly didn't. This is a game of all time. This is absolutely a Magic game of all time. Green. Uh-oh. Wastscape Battle Mage. Killing my Mox Emerald. Cannot be countered. God bless. Should have floated green. That's my fault, chat. If it comes back to bite me, you can blame me. Black Lotus. Cavern number 2. I take 2. You know it's nighttime, chat? Anyone know that? Can I get the Green Sun Zenith? Can I get the Hermit Druid? Can I get the Ancestral Recall? Can I get the Ponder? Cataxian Probe. I accept. Thank you. Thank you, game. Thank you. God bless. Am I, yeah, fetch. No fetch. Ancestral. Collector Oof. I'm somehow taking such a high amount of psychic self damage. It's actually crazy. All right, well, I'm past the turn. Well, I don't know if it's me or the deck or both. I am taking infinite damage on my psyche. I ancestral recalled and I'm not happy. Why am I not happy? I should always be happy. Oh, my therapy. I mean, this is good. This can take a Kozilek's command before we play a Hermit Druid. Until then, I will cast this Narcomoeba. Sure. Yeah, no blocks. My guy's a 1/1. But it does attack 10 turns. Green Sun Zenith. Oh. Okay, here we go. We start with Cabal Therapy, target you, opponent, and I'm going to name Kozilek's Command. No, their hand is Dismember, Leyline, Ayavugan. Fantastic. I will attack you with this Narcomoeba. And then I will therapy this Dismember. I guess I don't need to do that now, but whatever. It's fine. It's gonna make me happier. We're all about making me happier, right? And then I want to play my Mana Crypt so that I can theoretically hard cast a Force. So I think we go Mana Crypt, fetch, because we're still winning through a Wasteland. I'm going to get a Hermit Druid. And I'm going to pass. I do need to force a Null Rod. I don't actually care about Leyline. Yeah, we're good here. We beat Wasteland. We beat Null Rod. We beat Kozilek's Command. We don't beat Thought-Knot Seer. We actually don't beat Thought-Knot Seer because we only have one Oracle in our deck for some godforsaken reason. It also became day. True story. The fact that there is one Oracle in this deck list is just the most hubris I've ever seen of any magician of all time. Like, nothing has ever gone wrong in Sprouts' life. Sprouts has lived the most privileged Magic life. Nothing has ever gone wrong. Opponent has never wastelanded them. Opponent has never had nothing. It's like, where how can you live in such a world? If you play 2, you can even play the Demonic Consultation in your deck. It's lit. Woo! Woo! All right. I am 2-0-2-0, but somehow feel like we are 0-8. I don't know how that's possible, but that's where we're at in life. All right, welcome to round 3. We are somehow 2-0-2-0. I'm sure Red Hot Phil will teach us a lesson. This is an unprotected turn 1 Druid with a turn 2 kill. Against Red Hot Phil decks, that is probably not good enough. I mean, Red Hot Phil is a Jewel Dredge kind of gamer. This hand is certainly not good enough against Jewel unless they go for like an unprotected slow ring game. And it's probably not good enough against Dredge because it loses to literally any one piece of Force of Will or Grief. So I'm probably putting this back. If I was on the play, would I keep this hand? Yes. Yes, I would. If I was on the play versus a no Lurrus reveal, I would keep this hand. But on the draw, I'm going to put this hand back. This hand is certainly better, but not by that much. It's a lot better against Grief, that's for sure. It is not much better against Jewel. Though if we draw Moxen, we have some plays. Underground Sea? That's a surprise. No Lurrus Underground Sea from Red Hot Phil. Young Dingster's on the PT? Good for him. Reasonable. Dingster's got I mean, he's a modern mastermind, right? Doomsday, huh? Let's see. They revealed an Ancestral Recall. I don't want spoilers. For what? What am I spoiling? So I have a problem here, chat. I have a big problem here. I did not draw land. Which means if I do nothing, it's kind of bad. But if I play a Green Sun Zenith, then I get Ancestral Recalled. I think I have to do nothing. I just hope I draw land next turn. It's not good for me. It is not good for me. My opponent did just Mystical for Ancestral. Street Wraith signals Doomsday. Street Wraith. Red Hot Phil is branching out, huh? UC number 2. Ancestral Recall. I feel like they have counter magic backup with the amount of Street Wraiths just used, but I'm gonna go with the old Tropical Island. Yeah, Phil's a Dredgester for sure. They could always daze 1 and pay 1. Or they could just Flusterstorm back. Alright, well. I certainly feel silly about trying to Flusterstorm this, but our hand is not good against Doomsday, but our first hand was also not good against Doomsday, so not much we can do about that. Our deck should be pretty decent against Doomsday, I would feel. I don't have a lot. I mean, maybe not. Who knows? They do have ley lines, which we'll have to board in against. That is a terrible draw, chat. Just not a good one. We went from 6 land hand to 1 land, no more lands. It's a fine exchange if we, like, had any kind of follow-up. But we don't. So we're dead. Doomsday? Doomsday's pretty broken. It's hard to argue that Doomsday isn't at least one of the best decks in the format. They pitched another Flusterstorm to this. All right. I can't imagine we're getting another turn here, but Doomsday is the better Thassa's Oracle deck. It's just Treasure Cruise. Jesus. Yeah, I guess that's what 3 street race will do to you. Just kill me, please. Put me out of my misery. I'll concede. No, I won't. I'll make them do it. They gotta learn. What am I doing? I'm just sitting here drinking, right? I don't need to shortcut it. I mean, the fact this is taking so long does mean we have another turn, which means we could theoretically win the game because we do have draws that are good. That being said, it probably just means my opponent has forces and blue cards in their hand and they can't win the game on the same turn. All right, what is my best draw? My best draw is Black Lotus. Black Lotus lets me time walk Hermit Druid, which is kind of sick. My opponent has no counter magic. They have Dark Rich. I mean, I can't beat this though. Wait, how did they get the Ancestral into there? Oh, no, no, no. This is their hand. So they're drawing Ancestral. But I can't beat that. But I can't Demonic Lotus walk. Force is not good enough because my opponent has a revealed Flusterstorm, but I appreciate your attempt. They also technically have Oracle Consult, which is pretty funny. I guess we could Time Walk into a Force and then DT for a Mental Misstep. They have 2 Oracles because they are Sane Deck Builder. I meant they had no Force. They are Sane Deck Builder, so they have 2 Oracles. So if we can Time Walk, and if we can draw Mental Misstep or Force of Will, then we can theoretically Demonic for the other half, and that way we'd have double counter for Ancestral, and then we would just lose on the next turn, which is much more fun. Anything else? Anything else stick out to you, chat? I mean, we can Time Walk and maybe draw an Ancestral of our own, right? I feel like that's part of the line here. Time Walk, redraw, ponder. I think there are no outs with ponder because we can't draw. I guess if we draw Black Lotus, then we could Black Lotus for blue, DT for Ancestral, and hit outs. So I guess we keep going. Or is it better to just DT for Lotus, crack for blue, and ponder? I guess it's better to DT for Lotus, yeah. Crack for blue, ponder. We need... Wait, there's no Gush in this deck? Why do I... Every time I look at this deck list, I get more upset. How is that a possible thing? Oh, that doesn't do it. This probably was the wrong way to go about this, but whatever. All right. Not very happy about that sequence of events. All right, good news, chat. We've got Force of Negation. We probably need to bring in some number of Vigors. I don't know what number is some number. Because they're going to bring in 4 ley lines on us. I think 1 oop makes sense. And then I'm typically not a big Vamp Tutor gamer. Do they know that we're Hermit Druid? That's a great question, isn't it? I guess technically speaking, they may not know that we're Hermit Druid. In which case, we would not have to bring in Force of Vigor. I will bring in 3 Forces of Vigor, or 1 Force of Vigor that I can tutor for. But I do post on Twitter, why are we bringing in Abrupt Decay versus Doomsday midway? Please enlighten the chat. Show your work. Tell us, what are we missing? What non-land permanents that cost 3 or less are we killing? Does it kill Thassa's Oracle? Yeah, yes, technically it does kill Thassa's Oracle. That is a valid and true statement. I didn't cast Green Sun's Zenith, did I? Oh, I did. I cast it for 0. Then they probably do know. Maybe we need more Vigors. It's okay. They would never board in ley lines against me. And I have tons of good stuff, so it's all fine. I don't actually have a blue land in my hand. All right, there's a ley line. I have a Force of Vigor and I have a Boseiju. The hell am I supposed to do here, though? I mean, wouldn't we want to use one of our 2 protection spells to protect our Hermit Druid? Surely. Surely we would want to do that. But, I mean, the other option is DT, but, like, I kind of need to DT for the Boseiju, don't I? Can I DT for Mox Opal? Do we have a Mox Opal? DT for Sapphire. DT for Sapphire and pass with with Flusterstorm open. I kind of like that, actually. Yeah. There are theoretical worlds where they build bad piles and you can kill them with devotion not 0. Like if they like make a bad pile, there are actually worlds where you can do that, but you shouldn't play to that. I don't know if this is correct, chat, but I like this play. I like DT Sapphire go. Or maybe I could ponder right now. I might be able to get away with a ponder right now, actually. Yeah, let's ponder right now. If they turn 1 me, they turn 1 me. That's okay. Ooh, look at that. We're playing around our opponent's ley line by just simply having it every time. I like simply having it every time. I do need to find another blue mana source, though. What was the other card? Narcomoeba? I should have ordered this the other way, chat. I apologize, because now I can't forcibly back up our Hermit Druid. I could wait, I guess. I guess there's no problem with waiting here, because I don't have another blue source anyways. That's my fault, though. I should definitely have ordered this in a different manner. I done goofed. Yeah, but there's like no reason I shouldn't have an Arquebula in my hand so that I have more options. Blue. Consider. Yeah, sure. That's fine. Bin the second ley line. Little did they know. Little did they know. I don't think so. Maybe, because I don't actually have a lot of green sources, so maybe you're right. I think if like my opponent forces this Hermit Druid, I'm not supposed to counter it anyways, so. Mm. No, this is a fatal push. All right. I think that's fine. Kind of buckling down to play a longer game at this point. Though I do have a Mana Crypt in play. Definitely was hoping to draw not that. But yeah, I can't really even buy Lurrus here, seeing as I want to hold open both of my mana sources. They binned a Force of Will. Okay. Island. Do Necropotence. Yeah, alright. I'm gonna play my Veil. There's a Green Sun's enough. I will force this pitching Narcomoeba. 4 cards in my opponent's hand. My turn. Lost another crypt flip. I will Green Sun Zenith. I'll get a Hermit Druid. See what they got. Cycle. Ponder. I want a second Oracle in this deck. I think there's no excuse. I think there should be 2 Oracles in this deck. I don't feel like it's close. I don't know if I've ever built a Hermit Druid list that didn't have Oracles in it, right? Or 2 Oracles in it. I think all of my Hermit Druid lists have 2 Oracles in them. I have a lot of them. I have 28 Hermit videos. I guess a bunch of these are old videos, yeah. Here's like a 2021 Hermit Druid video. This has one Oracle in it. Okay, all right. Hold up. Wait a minute. Oh, there's an Oracle in the Wishboard. See, that's how they get you. And then I have this one. This one has 2 Oracles and Console. Yeah. I don't know. I'm going to hold to that one. My opponent only has 3 cards in hand. I do have Force backup for an Oracle kill on the next turn here. They do have hard cast Force. I want to flip Green Sun Zenith. That card is terrible here, right? Does it do anything for me? It's not a blue card, so it doesn't pitch to Force. It just gets a Dryad Arbor. No, I got nothing. Rex Sage is not compatible with Lurrus. I could buy Lurrus. I could buy Lurrus. I did not bring in the werewolf. No. Against Doomsday, I did not bring it in. But I guess I should have for Leyline. It was probably better than a Vigor. Didn't really think about that. I didn't think about it. It's interesting thoughts. I could probably play this slower, right? Like, I could theoretically get a Dryad Arbor and play a Lurrus, or buy a Lurrus. It's not very good, though. I just think my opponent has double counterspell. And I can't beat... I cast Oracle, they cast Force, I cast Force, they cast Fluster. I can't beat that, right? I can't beat Fluster Force. Unless I wait one more turn. Jordan! See, like, this wouldn't even be a remotely close play if I had a second Oracle in my deck. But because I only have 1 Oracle in my deck, I have to, like, debate about this because I don't have, like, this is it. It's kind of frustrating. I won't even be able to signboard correctly. Oh, just Resolvers? I like Resolvers. Resolvers is good. I getting Ancestral? I am getting Ancestral. Oh, Demonic for Ancestral? Like a beast? They went to 0. They missed. Wait, what did they do? They went for Ancestral. Where's the Ancestral? Oh, it was in their 6 cards? Yeah, it was their 6 card. Don't even need the Force, baby! Maybe they should have Demonic with the Oracle on the stack, huh? I mean, I had a Force. I don't know if they have a Force in their hand or a Flusterstorm in their hand or anything, but... Alright, we should board correctly, though. We should bring in this wolf. Sorry, Rojo? You're right. Let's get a wolf in here. How many How many answers to Leyline should I play, chat? Like, is it just a wolf? Is the answer simply one wolf? Or is the answer more than simply one wolf? I don't understand what happened there. Ancestral was your 6 card from the top. So it was exiled by console and you dead. So what do you want, chat? You want me to not play Vigor at all and just have the Outland Liberator? I don't consider it to be going well. I am very mental damaged from this deck, but we are currently winning, yes. I would assume the quick reflexes are for a removal. I don't think Sprout's Decklist is carrying us. I don't think that's true. I think Sprout's Decklist is causing us unneeded worry. Justin's extremely good play patterns is carrying us. Say that. Yeah, that's true. Quick Legolas quick reflexes does untap. I don't know what that matters, but does do that. Maybe you can untap in response to a what? This guy is gonna be mulligan against Doomsday. Ooh, spicy. I'm in. I'm in. I accept. Let's game. It's oh my god, Allura, you need to think deeper. There's more than just winning and losing. So much more. I'm gonna open this Nargamoeba. All right, Red Hot Phil, what do you got for us? They unrestricted Ponder last year. Dark Ritual. No chance. Some chance. All right, turn 1 Doomsday. Ancestral them sounds unlikely. Unless we were to draw a blue land for turn, then we could Ponder and Ancestral maybe. It's very unlikely that we will Ancestral target them, but we can see the build, we can see the pile, we can figure things out if we get a turn. We could, of course, not get a turn. If my opponent has a Street Wraith and a blue Cantrip as their last 2 cards, they can Street Wraith into Lotus, Cantrip into Ancestral, Ancestral into Sapphire and Oracle. But they might not have that. So we might get a turn. Well, they don't have, there's no exile yet. They're still building. We have to kill some time, chat. From my experience playing against them, that is exactly what they will have. High praise for Red Hot Phil 87. Yes, when they do, we will see their pile. We will see their 7 cards. If there's a Force of Will in their 7 cards, chat, we will not be Ancestraling them. Unless we also find a Force of Will. All right. What do you got for us, Red Hot Phil? 51 cards are in exile. 1, 2. There's 2 forces not in exile. Oh, they literally have the turn 1 kill through Mental Misstep. Fun. Very fun. Yeah, Doomsday is the best deck in the format. Anyone who says differently is a liar. It's broken. All right, so we would have drawn fetch land, and then we would have pondered, tried to find a force, and then had ancestral force, maybe. Yep, Doomsday things. All right, on to round 4. No one beats Doomsday, so happens to the best of us. That's a hand if I've ever seen one. That is a hand of Magic the Gathering cards. That's my line here, chat. Is it simply throw the druid down? Give him the business? Or should I time luck forced? What can I draw? I can draw force. Maybe time luck first. Probably should have played this around Mindbreak Trap main, but that's okay. Another mana. I mean, technically it means we leave open, and then next turn we can get a force or a therapy or something. And if this doesn't work, then we can DT for a Hermit Druid as well. I had a force for it. Force pitching Metamorph. That is a bad sign. That is a bad sign, chat. Quick, ring the bell. We're in danger. We are in danger. Things couldn't go poorly. We're going to get Jewel. Ah, sucker. Therapy. I don't give about therapy, man. I'm DT. I'm Hermit Druid. I'm Resolvers. Beat me, Jewel player. Therapy. Show me the secrets, baby. Force of will. Nope. Look at that. God bless the Jewel player. You love to see it. Got him. Pew, 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 pew. Yeah, that's right. Pack it up. All right, chat. What are we bringing into Jewel? Needle. Outland, maybe? Vigors, maybe? Negation, maybe? How do we bring all these cards in? I don't understand how do we do this? Is this overboarding? Like Fluster doesn't do very much, right? But then our blue count is abysmal. We can probably, I mean, I don't think we can cut an Archimeva because we don't have enough blue cards, right? We can probably cut a therapy. Maybe not. I don't know, man. I have no idea. Maybe we should just not be Force of Vigoring our opponent, all right? Jewel has, like, what does Jewel even have in their deck? Nothing? Nothing? Jewel Shops contains... I mean, you can't even hit the One Ring. Seems bad, man. I actually feel like Vigor is not good. I was typically playing 3 in Archimeva, but I feel like you want as many blue cards as you can get, so I'm okay with 4. You want to be able to cast a bunch of therapies, because there are a lot of different things that counter Dread Return these days, like negations and stuff. There's like consigns and stuff. So I actually think like it makes a lot of sense to play for Archimeva 2 therapy, so I'll take a look at it after we submit to Bolts, but I will take a look at it. You like this plan, to Jordan? You're the Joel guy. How do you feel about this? I'm not really convinced that you want Veil. All right, I'm taking this. Oh, hold up. Wait. Oh, as a primarily modern player, I'm curious to why Blue Belcher is not an archetype in Vintage. If I understand, it sort of fits a similar slot as Jewel in the metagame, and the mana is pretty painful. Plus, not having access to Saga Academy and being weak to Null Rod, but being able to play PO in your deck with 7 mana to win the game seems like you could. Yeah, I actually think it's totally playable. It's very it is very flimsy, but I think it's playable. Did I make a video to Jordan, or did I just post the deck list in the thing? I don't remember ever releasing the video. Did I not release the video? I thought I made a video, but maybe I didn't make a video with it. Maybe I only posted it in the Discord. No, I did. Here you go, Tibalt. Let me get the link. Here you go. This is my first attempt at the deck list. Or not first attempt, but this was my attempt at the deck list. I think there's definitely room for improvement, and I think the deck is pretty reasonable. So give it a go. See what you think. All right, I have a cat. My hands suck. There's also like a Oops All Spells Belcher deck, which is different, and it has different pros and cons. But a mono blue Belcher deck is something that I was trying to make work. Bruh, what are these hands, though? These hands are just never gonna beat Jewel on the draw, right? Like I have to have Force Oof or something, right? Like I can't ever keep this. Very large Oof. I actually am coming around on it to Jordan. I'm not sure. I'm actually not sure if you're supposed to cut Misstep anymore. Also, we need blue cards, in case you remember that we boarded down to like 19 blue cards. I've been like a little bit happier about having Misstep post board against Jewel recently. I don't know. But yeah, I think this hand doesn't do it. I'll go to 5. Okay, this hand is by far our best. Like, this hand's actually actively good. I have a Force and I have a turn 1 Druid. Like, this hand's actually slaps. Yeah, no, I think mono blue Belcher is a deck that you can try to build. So I would take my deck list and work from there. Yeah, I mean, this deck molds well because it just has like a 1 card. Oh, I see. All right, I'll misstep it. Does Jordan want me to board out misstep? Oh, it was a bait for Ancestral. Oh, it got me. All right, it's okay. I'll draw a blue card, draw a blue card, I'll draw a blue card, I'll draw a blue card, I'll draw a blue card. I drew a Vampiric Tutor. Oh, this is why we need a million blue cards in our deck. I think I'm dead, chat. It's because I mulled to 5, though, right? Sully, that is the most boomer statement I've ever read. Modular face cards matter quite a lot. Why did my opponent just dismember me? Do they still have a Jewel combo as well? PO? No. Ring. Ooh. 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 I think Vamp for Needle is too late, is it not? I wish I could Vamp for a fucking oof. Pretty sure I have to Vamp for an Ancestral Recall. And hope we get there. Boom. Okay. It's not good enough. It is not good enough, sadly. Oh, I think I built that deck before stock up, so yeah. Is pack worth the risk? You could certainly build it less aggressive. I don't think pack is necessary. You can build a much more controlling blue Belcher deck. I think that's totally fine. Sure. Yeah, I built that before stock up, if I had to remember correctly. I, I don't know. I don't know how to explain to you, Sully, that land grants and Tolarian academies for one land and no land, like these are concepts of the past. They make your deck bad when you can like play all modular face cards and your deck is a lot better. Well, that's not what you said, though. You said the modular face cards actually may not really matter, which is just not remotely true. No, you do not play Academy. There is not a justifiable reason to put an Academy in the deck. Like, there's just not a justifiable reason to put Academy in the deck. You don't need that anymore. You did that because you had to do that. I feel very strongly about this, which is why I'm going to the next game. Obviously, we're dead in this game. But, like, if you're putting the Academy and ways to, like, try to find the Academy into your deck, you're just making your deck weaker, straight up. You're just making a worse deck. Ugh. What the transmute artifact? What the fuck's wrong with transmute artifact? Oh my god. I don't... Yes, especially without Leyline blank magic card axe to Jordan. Yes. Oh my god, y'all are killing me today. Just killing me. Transmute Artifact was consistently better than Tinker in the deck, which is quite the statement. Like, I'm not gonna, like, die on my hill to play Transmute Artifact, but like acting like Transmute Artifact is not a totally reasonable magic card is just beyond confusing. I don't understand. Yes, phase out my Dryad Arbor. Like, maybe the transmute artifacts are not necessary now that you have stock up. I'm totally okay with that. Why? Because you're just spewing, you're trying to defend boomer nonsense in my chat. And I'm trying to help somebody who actively asked a question. The person in my chat came in from a different format and wants to try to play Mono Blue Belcher, which I think is totally reasonable, and I'm trying to give them good advice. You know? Ugh. Blue card force from Jewel. 2 forces. Okay. And I strongly feel that if you tell them to put Academy in their deck, they are actively making their deck worse and will have a worse time trying to play Vintage. Do I really think stock up outcome Belcher with a bunch of artifacts and that you can't justify Tolarian Academy? Yes. 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 And I don't think it's remotely close. Your Goblin Charbelcher deck should not contain a land. It is 2025. It's not about recommending Belcher. The person came in and specifically asked about Belcher. I think we're dead to Jordan. Should I hold up Hardcast Negation, or does that like not cover enough top decks here? It beats Time Vault. It doesn't beat Metamorph. It beats PO. Probably need to play to win. What now, opponent? They can just sink it to super it though. They drew another jewel. Or they drew a PO. They drew a PO off the top. Nice mocks. We're dead, by the way. For anyone keeping track at home. There's that's how I usually build this deck to Jordan. I usually play Deathrite Shamans and Wastelands in it, but I do see the appeal and upside of the more combo-oriented elements. But yeah, usually, I mean, I don't know. They pass the turn? What a beast. All right, well, we'll pass the turn back. What now, opponent? Attack with my Narcomoeba. 10 more hits wins the game. Needle on the One Ring is very good against my opponent's deck, actually. It's pretty important. 4 mana. The One Ring. You got it. That gives them +1 mana here. I have to vamp. I'm just interested in what my options are. There's something to be said about playing a Collector Roof here. It's uncounterable because there's a Vexing Bauble in play. And I think it's better than playing a Hermit Druid here. I understand that. My opponent does have a Tolarian Academy. However, I think it's still Collector Oof is my gut instinct. And then, of course, we will attack them with an Narcomoeba to show them who is boss. Well, we know they have action. They do have another jewel, but they currently still can't cast the jewel. They can never get rid of this bauble, so it's better for me to just play the Narcomoeba until I can cast. I guess technically, what is this? Put the Talon Gates onto the battlefield. That's a problem. Second Talon Gates. I guess we just hold up negation then. Well, it gives them a turn of activations. They got rid of the bauble. So now they can force back if they have something good. They also got a ruby in. I mean, I'm still supposed to negate basically anything here, right? Should buy me a whole turn and I get the oof back in play. Oh, they have a force too. All right. Well, they've used 3 of their forces. Now we just have to hope we don't get combo killed through a needle on ring. I mean, I would play 4 Talon Gates maybe, if you can fit them. I don't know. I haven't looked at a jewel list recently. It's been very nice. There haven't been a lot of jewels running around. Oh no! Why is Sprouts awake? No, Sprouts is awake, chat. Oh no! Look at this. I hope it's a whole stream of you hating my deck building. He knew. I think the last time this happened, it was I think it was a Sprouts Turbo Volt Key list where he had a bunch of Glimmer Voids or something. I can't remember. This is, if you do well enough with a deck list I hate, I will still play it. I don't hate Hermit Druid the concept. I just think we can improve, you know? I think we can do better. They did go for a lattice, by the way. Not me. It doesn't look like it matters, though. I don't know. I went for oop and they had second Talon Gates. Did I do anything wrong here? I don't feel like I did anything wrong here. I feel like I made the play. I think I'm dead, though. Oh, I hate Jewel with so much of my heart. I hate Jewel more than Sully telling people to play lands in Belcher. My opponent's Jewel deck had force pitching force and then another force pitching blue card later in the game. It was a little rough. A classic scenario. Simulacrum Synthesizer. Surely we're not playing Simulacrum Synthesizer. I mean, it ups the blue count, so can I really be against Simulacrum Synthesizer? Probably not. Probably not. It ups the blue count, so. Yes. Metamorph. Simulacrum Synthesizer or Jewel? Ooh, yeah, it's pretty good. Can I concede, chat? Do you give me permission to concede? Can we go play game 3, 5, 6? whatever we're playing next. We don't need to be here anymore, right? I know I've lost. I'm asking for chat's permission to concede. Because if I have chat's permission to concede, YouTube commenters cannot tell me it was an early concession. They can't time walk, but if they do find time vault. Also, I can't win the game. They put two 15-15s in play. 2 game actions ago? That's it? Yo, they can make an unblockable 15-15 and kill me. Kind of based, actually. 20? All right, I'm conceding. This game is very lost here, unfortunately. All right, here we go. Final match of our league. We are up against Doomsday again. Red Hot Phil. Let's see what we can do. I have a cat. Yeah, I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to give it an attempt. I'm going to give it the old college try. Many Hermit Druids. Hopefully we don't die on turn 1 again. With counterspell backup. They considered letting that get countered, didn't they? It felt like they were waiting. Maybe they wanted to hold backup for their turn 1 kill. Or maybe they think that it's not going to get them. I do have no Memories Journey. I will have double therapy, though. Uh-oh. I'm dead on turn 1 again. Why does Doomsday exist, chat? It just has a 100% turn 1 kill rate with counterspell backup. How is this deck remotely balanced? It's not. Trick question. Doomsday the best deck in Vintage, always has been. If you're not killing on turn 1, it just means you're not drawing the right cards. Skill issue. Yep. Turn 1 kill. I'm dead. Very fun. That's why they didn't need to counter my Hermit Druid. They said, I'd rather have forcible backup for my turn 1 combo kill. Very smart of them, I must say. Very smart. Highly recommend. Yeah, I've been bested. Sorry, my turn 2 kill is a little too fair for this format. It's my fault. Turn 2 kills, you know. Little too fair. What'd I cut last time, chat? Oof, there it is. And vamp. Something like that. I want to ask him to please stop turn 1 killing me. Thank you. I'll see if that helps. I asked politely, so I think that might help. He said okay. All right, chat, we can play the game now. Red Hot Phil 87 has agreed to stop turn 1 killing us. And it was because we asked nicely, so let this be a lesson to all you Twitch chatters and YouTube viewers of the future. If you ask nicely, your opponent can choose to stop killing you on turn 1. Is turn 2 okay? Yes. Turn 2, okay. We've agreed that Turn 2 is acceptable. We can't kill on turn 1, so it's fine. We can also be not allowed to kill on turn 1. No killing on turn 1. Agreed. Agreed? Agreed. I have a cap. I am certainly not killing my opponent on turn 1 with this hand, so. Wait, why did I keep this hand? I'm just getting ready for the ley line, right? It's okay. We can go turn 1. Oof, there it is. That way we cannot get turn 1 killed. That'll show him. Opponent is on the mull of 6. Yeah, because our opponent won't turn 1 kill us, this hand gets better, right? I probably should have mulliganed this hand, chat, but I was too busy making arrangements with our opponent to not die on turn 1. It's okay. Now they physically can't kill us on turn 1, so. I guess they could. They could still Fatal Push. And then Dark Rich. Oh, no. Oh, no. Time Walk. Interesting. I'm going to cast Ponder with my fetch land available here. High level play. Never mind. Not a high level play. I'm going to Time Walk in case I can find a Force. I think a Force would be pretty good. Cool, cool. Just as I drew it up. Very nice. Very nice. Pretty smart. Cool guy. No ego. Undercity Sewers. We're just main phasing. Shuffle Ponder. Bin a Leyline of the Void. Oh, all right. I will not buy my Lurrus as I can hold up in many things. And also, it's nighttime. It's nighttime. What are you going to do about it? Nothing. 0 things. Because it's nighttime. Permanents enter the battlefield nightbound. We did get turn 1 in game 1, but we asked our opponent very nicely to stop turn 1ing us, so they agreed. Yeah. I guess it's daytime anyways, so who cares? I think I want a land drop. Thanks. I like that part of you, game. I'm gonna buy a cat that I can't cast because my deck has no black sources in it. I could theoretically counter that, but probably too aggressive. Uh-huh. Now what? 4 cards in hand. Dark Ritual? No. Blue. Dig? Time Walk. Resolvers. All right, now what? Now what are we doing? Sapphire. Perfect. Now I have a Outland Liberator target when I rebuy it. Duress? Oh man. Guess so. You got me. I guess they take the Force, right? And then they try to play around Flusterstorm. Or do they take the Flusterstorm and try to beat Force with Force or Flusterstorm? Ah, all right. Now what? All right, so is my best draw a fetch land or Hermit Druid, I guess? I drew a Mox Emerald. Should I put a Narcomoebo in play? Does that help me in any way? I guess so. Probably shouldn't have played that. Tells them I don't have anything else, but whatever. It's too late now. My opponent simply needs to play a land and cast Doomsday. Vintage is such a strong format, opponent says, as I cast Narcomoeba. Well, I'll have Hardcast Force up, right? Oh, I guess I won't have an additional land. Yeah, you right. You right. Blue, black. Demonic Tutor. That's bad for me, for anyone keeping track at home. Because they know I have Flusterstorm, and they can just go to my upkeep and then cast Ancestral, or they can go to their next turn and cast Doomsday. Chalice on 4? Hell yeah. Or they can cast a Necropotence. Not Necropotence, probably not, though. This is probably just Ancestral on my upkeep. Yep. Back up to 4 cards. I still am not playing the game. Dread Return. Yet another black card that I cannot cast because our mana base is interesting. Very nice. I would have been able to Dread Return a Collector Roof, which doesn't do very much, but make me feel better, maybe. I am not having the greatest time. I would probably categorize this as. It became night, though, so we have that going for us. If any of our daybound creatures enter, they will enter as nightbound creatures. That's true. We didn't die on turn 1, so I am thankful. However, we are still going to die, as our opponent cantrips us to death. The little Narcomoeba has very low chances of getting there, especially because our opponent knows our 1 counterspell. All right, they did not shuffle off of the Ponder. Veil of Summer. Now that is an interesting card to draw. Doesn't exactly work to perfection with our Flusterstorm, but it could help. Things could happen. Sprouts is someone I respect as a player a lot, and I will never register one of their lists. God bless. There are a lot of players who are very good at one or the other. Deck building or gaming. I, for instance, terrible game player, but okay deck builder. What am I doing here? Letting this resolve? Storm 2. Just let this resolve. I need to increase the clock, you know. Knowing who to copy paste. To be fair, I had to I was asked for copy paste list, Adam, and let's see how you feel like I did. I was asked by a powerful wizard for decks to try, and I sent them that. Huh, how'd I do? Send me a vintage list. Don't need a brew. Just learning the format. And I sent them these 3 lists. Good or bad copy paste lists. I thought they were right. All right. What do you got for us, Phil? 4 life. Pass the turn. That's not a good sign. All right, chat. Am I cycling this Veil of Summer? Am I cycling this Veil of Summer? That is the question. Well, I wasn't going to give them a jewel list to play. I was going to give them a real list of magic cards. Come on now. No? I'm holding? Any differing opinions? Anyone want to cycle this? All right. I don't know. I don't feel like I have a lot of good enough cards to draw into, so maybe it's enough to get a Flusterstorm through. I just feel like a Flusterstorm is like so bad against my opponents every single land in their entire deck in play. Well, it increases the storm count and then lets me theoretically draw blue card force, I would assume. That is... DT Time Walk. That would be a bold play. Oh, what's in their exile? Yeah, they're... I don't know. I'm over it. I'm attacking. It's okay. It's okay. I am definitely on the tail end of this stream, if anyone couldn't tell. What is this? Fatal Push on my Narcomoeba? I can Veil of Summer it, chat. What do you think? Save the Narcomoeba, save the world. I don't think I'm Veil of Summer. No, chat, why? I don't think we should do that. But maybe we should do that. There's no way I'm getting 3 more turns, right? I don't think they are pushing it for a reason. I think they just have a Fatal Push in their hand. I guess I don't... Are there any forces in their deck? 1, 2... There are 2 forces, so 1 damage could do something. I think it's still bad. I think it just happens. But like, how am I stopping Ancestral or Gush? It's not Gush, it's Ancestral, but like, how am I stopping Ancestral? All right, I cast Veil of Summer. One, two, three, 4. So I can double fluster this Ancestral, but I no longer have a threat in play, so I'm not sure that's very good. But also, if I don't, like, what am I doing here? So I guess we do. They don't have a Gush underneath it, so they're not super redundant. I don't really know what I'm trying to draw to, though. That's kind of part of the problem here. I'm sure I can figure out like exactly what cards they have, but got any more of them cantrips? No. All right. I technically can play a Lurrus this turn. So I guess we do that. They have forced blue card in their hand as well. Why does it feel like they do? They do. Forced blue pitching consider. All right, well, next turn I can dread return the Lurrus. They have another consider? Oh, wow, that's really good here. Mill over the Flusterstorm, consider them into a Oracle, and win. Or is it Oracle the last card? Now they put double Oracle in the pile. All right, nice pile, nice pile. Very nice. I don't know. I didn't look like we were winning these games. This Doomsday matchup felt real bad. Real bad. We went 2-3, which is honestly not great. We did lose twice to Doomsday on Phil, which Phil is 100% win rate against me. And then we also lost a rough setter against Jewel. I think the concept of playing Hermit Druid last weekend was reasonable. The idea of playing it with, Bowmasters on the downswing, favorable matchups with things like Raker Shops at the top of the metagame, Dredge being on a bit of a downswing. I think it made sense to register Hermit Druid. I think this list has some things that I don't like very much. And I think the easiest thing is I would add that second Oracle into the deck. Whether or not you would add the Consultation into the deck, I think is up to you. I don't think it's necessary, but you can. But basically, I feel like it's very good to have plan Bs for when people overload on Graveyard Hate. So I like when you play 2 Oracles. That makes it so you can pitch Oracle to Force if you need to. It's going to up your blue count. And I typically like the idea of having a Consult as well for like Oracle Consult, but you might not need Consult because you do have these Hermit Druids. I want another black land in the deck. I don't know if that means a Bayou or an Underground Sea, but I did not feel like we had enough black sources in the deck to be able to cast Lurrus, and I do think being able to cast Lurrus is important. Whether that means add a land or cut a fetch, I don't know the answer to that question. I'd have to look at it a little bit closer. But I feel like maybe this Mana Crypt could be another land. That seems like a thing that could happen. 4 Flusterstorms is a lot of Flusterstorms. I do understand the point of 4 Flusterstorms, because we are very much an all-in Hermit Druid combo deck, but I would be concerned that 4 Flusterstorms are too many dead draws in a bunch of matchups, but I'm not super sold either. I'm not super, I'm okay with 4 Flusterstorms. I'm just not sure if 4 is right. Green Sun Zenith versus Oof numbers are, I'm not sure I like them, but I also don't know what I want them to be. The fact that this deck does not contain Deathrite Shaman, I don't think is unreasonable, but it is how to say, it did mean we had less options. Deathrite Shaman helps you play against Wasteland decks really well, and it gives you its own standalone win con in games where people overload on Graveyard Hate. Obviously, this deck is not really trying to play a Deathrite Shaman game, so it makes sense, because we're on full Moxen, we're on a bunch of Ponders. It makes sense not to include Deathrite Shaman. But if we're going to play Green Sun Zenith anyways, the first Deathrite Shaman seems like it would be interesting to me. But I'm not super sold either way. I did think I liked 4 Narcomoeba, 2 Therapy, and Memory's Journey didn't super come up, but the idea of Memory's Journey in the list is something I do like. So that's something to consider as well. Sideboard-wise, I'm not sure where we want 4 Vigor. I have a feeling 4 Vigor is too many Vigor. And I would be interested in trying to fit other things in there. We didn't play against Dredge, so we didn't bring in Tabernacle, but we did bring in Needle in other matchups. Decay looked like it was good. The Veil ended up looking pretty good as well. Not sure if we would want more negations because that's not what we're really trying to do in this deck, but there are definitely decks in the format you would want 2 negations, but I'm okay with 1 negation as well. Legolas's quick reflexes didn't come in, but we didn't play against any like crazy control decks. We didn't play against Lurrus Bowmaster, which is where I would assume you would want Legolas's quick reflexes. That way you can protect yourself from a Bowmaster and then still kill a Bowmaster, you know, lots of things like that. So it does feel like it was partially just based on the matchup spread. Yeah, there's not very many endurances in the format right now. Basically, no endurances in the format right now. I can't think of a deck that plays an endurance. So I guess theoretically a bug deck could play an endurance. But there are not that many bug decks riding around, and there are not any that have an endurance in them that I'm aware of. But obviously you could play it. So those are just things to think about. I'm not going to make like some kind of sweeping notion that like my build is going to be better. But those are the things that I would like to look at and change if I were to ever, say, register this deck list again. Overall, pretty fun league, though. I hope everybody enjoyed it. Obviously, the highlight was that triple Ravenous Trap against the Natural Druid Oracle. That was pretty funny. Yeah, thanks for watching. And, of course, congrats to Sprouts for top 4ing with this deck list and qualifying for the Mox qualifier. More vintage content on the YouTube channel every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I will see you then.